Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to bring to focus a YouTuber, and he's trending at the moment. The channel is trending at the moment, and he's basically making waves. And the channel's name is called Politricks Watch, and the commentator goes by the name of Sir P. Now, the reason why I'm addressing this individual channel is because of what the channel stands for and the aim of the channel, and how that ties into my beliefs and what I've been saying for a while now. Now, Sir P, as I'll call him, went a road, and this is something where I have taken, like, I've looked at. Clearly, this is well thought out, and he's doing something that I've never seen anyone be able to accomplish. He is changing the narrative of Jamaica. He's changing the narrative of bad practices into unattractive. And what I mean by that is he's using something we would call reverse psychology, which I think is brilliant. And not only do I think it's brilliant, I think God is in this. A lot of people, they go around and they talk about, oh, God, God is not at work, and that God is asleep, and God is watching all of the bad things take place in the world. But guys, we have to remember what the Bible speaks about, how the Lord will allow the devil to reign on the earth, and then he will take charge. Guys, I've been saying this for weeks. There is a shift in the atmosphere. And trust me, God uses peculiar people. He uses the average man. He uses whomever he chooses to use. Because he also said, if my people won't worship me, I will let these stones rise up and worship. So guys, remember, and I said this before, he said he had no hands but our hands. He has no feet but our feet. God uses us as the instrument to bring about change, to bring about his message. So going back to Sir P, and it's very funny, when I watch Sir P, because I've been watching him for so long, and I felt, and I'm sure a lot of people can feel this. You can feel a difference. You can feel something different in his delivery, in the way he comes across. And guys, this goes right down to the Holy Spirit. When Christ is in the vessel, when God is in the midst, there is a difference. He makes the difference. And guys, you see where, and this could never, and I will never say, like, I can't believe, because it's like, this could never just be Sir P on his own. This is how God works through us, in and around us. This is how God uses us as an instrument. He gives us the authority to go out there and to do what needs to be done. So, guys, what Sir P is doing is it's beyond comprehension, but it's something that I understand how God works. And he's doing something that will change the way we look at Jamaica, will change the way we look at things, or the way we have been leading our lives, especially in the Black community. I will go right back to that, the Black community. Because most of these things that Sir P is addressing, most of the things he's addressing and what he's doing, the tactics, and again, this is where I know God comes in, where the inspiration came from. I believe it came from the inspiration. It's up to him to say where he believes it comes from, but I'm just saying what my spirit tells me, where the inspiration is coming from. Because he's changing the narrative. He's using reverse psychology. And again, like, guys, I've been saying this. In order to change the Black community, we have to go back. We have to go to the root, which is where I've seen Sir P has been doing. He's going back to the root of things that have been planted, the things that we support, the things we promote, that is destroying our culture, that is destroying us as a people, the things that has been our worst enemy for years and centuries. Is educating people, and people are listening. Everyone might not be listening, but someone is listening, and change will take place. And this is what I am for. I've been saying this. The only way out is to educate, is to target those negative mindsets, those negative behavior, those things that has been embedded, the things we support that doesn't elevate or lift us up as a people. So guys, I'm telling you, and I give God thanks, because he's showing things that obviously we all know in life. We know about the system and how it's set up, and we know about everything, because I'm just talking in general of the things he covers. You know, he covers the crimes, he covers the politics, he covers everything that's happening in Jamaica, the negative things, and how it's affecting our economy, and how it's affecting us as a people, and how the behavior of these things, the behavior of our environment has created more damage for our young people and going forward. So it's just amazing when you look at it, because, you know, God is good, and it just shows you that God is not asleep. God is in control. God has always been in control. But I just had to point that out, just to point out what the tactics, again, psychology. This is all the things. What Sir P is doing is right down to psychology. It's making something that seems attractive unattractive, and that's it. You see, it's the same way that you find that young people, they grow up in an environment and they adapt to that environment because it's the negative environment. It's what's quote unquote attractive. But then you see that reverse. What Sir P is trying to do is doing that reverse, where we glorify the negative and we find the positive things boring. You know, we find the bad things, the gossip, the tearing down of each other, positive. But then we find the things of building each other, educating each other, educating ourselves, opening our eyes, building interpersonal skills, building ourselves as individuals as we're capable of, improving our environment, improving our community, being better examples for those around us. We see that as an attractive. But here comes this man. And he's doing something, like I said, in my opinion, in my heart and how I feel in my spirit, this has got to be the Lord at work. Because God uses us. Anyone who's available and wants to be used, God can use them. And the tactics, you know, the approach, it just seems bang on. Psychology. Using the same thing. So it's reversing that which seems attractive and turning it into something unattractive. And that is brilliant, because Jamaica needs this. And for the first time, we feel a shift. For the first time, we feel like people are listening. And hopefully, we can change the narrative. We can we can debunk the things, or we can get rid of the corruption, the negativity that has been in our society, that has been so toxic, that has been tearing down the institutionalized, systematic breakdown of our communities. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is all institution. I have to point that out because I've noticed a lot of people have been doing this. I didn't want to just do this video when things were, when Serpy was trending and stuff. I wanted to wait a bit because I'm coming from an angle where it's just, for me, it's not about jumping on the bandwagon. That's not it for me. It's about seeing something and acknowledging what is happening and how effective that can be and how that is the way forward. As I've been saying, educating our young minds, showing us a different way of doing things. So we've known this way of doing things. We've known these bad ways of doing things, which has only caused destruction in our communities. But it's about changing that narrative, reverse psychology on the minds of people. Because people don't know, sometimes we can be such a pawn. Because people gravitate to what is attractive, what is everybody's, I've talked about it's a psychological concept, which is called the bystander effect. And what the bystander effect tells, and it has been, suggested, like I said, we don't say proven, but it's, I would say 99.9% suggested that if someone sees something taking place and they see one person step up, then we'll have more people stepping up. But people will tend to stand back and work with the crowd. Bystander effect. So now that Serpy is bringing about this idea that the way you've been leading your life, the things you've believed before, they're not necessarily right. So he's making the things we saw, the things that the black community saw as unattractive, as a no-no, is making that attractive. So what you'll find is one person jump on and say, so all my life I've been thinking something is wrong with this. Something is wrong with standing up for justice. Something is wrong. All my life I've been thinking something is wrong for speaking out against corruption, for speaking out against, negative influence and stuff like that. But now I see my friend Amy, she's listening to Serpy, and I've seen where she's like agreeing with his concepts and his methods. Reverse psychology, guys. And she's jumped on, so I'm gonna jump on, and then we see, and this is all. Yeah, and then we see people following. Yeah. Bystander effect, guys. And yes, it seems, like, it's like, a puppet being pulled by a string, pull here and pull there. But at least for now, it will at least bring their attention. And then eventually, I'm sure, as I see Serpy doing, telling people to educate themselves how illiteracy is creating havoc and it's affecting our communities, eventually they'll start to find educating themselves or reading or becoming, improving their self and their surrounding. They'll start to see that as attractive. Because again, everything, it's just psychological. It's just psychological. It's all psychology. So I just had to make this video, and it's just, actions speak louder than words. And I've always said that. It's one thing to get up every day. It's one thing to get up every day and talk about what's happening in your country. Whether it be Jamaica, America, and I've said this over and over again. It's one thing to get up and talk about the problem. But it's another thing to address the problem and provide solutions, provide way out, provide options for people. And again, this is for another video about those who claim to care about their communities and they acquire stuff and they're not doing the basic things to improve their community. They talk a lot, they get rich, and all they do is go and throw 2 bread out there for someone in the ghetto, in the inner city communities. They give 2 bread, 2 fish, but they don't invest back into the same thing that they speak about. Because we have a lot of people talking about what the government should do and what everybody else should do. You know, but they're not investing. They're not taking the time out. They're not trying to target areas that needs to be targeted. And I'm not saying this is for everybody. I'm just speaking in general. Everybody talks and they get money, and remember, they have been there and they claim to care enough. But once people start making money, they think about themselves. They think about making more money. Right? They think about putting more money in their own pockets. And they're not looking at the fact that, okay, so you keep saying, who should do this? What am I doing? How am I making a difference in my community? How am I making a difference? Am I investing back? Am I providing youth programs, targeting the uneducated, targeting the illiteracy population, targeting the minds? But everybody speaks. But I'm telling you guys, I'm sure a lot of people would really sit back and think, to really sit back and think about their agenda and what they've been doing for so long. Because it's one thing to just speak about caring, but it's another thing to actually care, to implement change, to implement, to provide suggestions, ideas in how we move forward as a society. Because we need to be brought up to par, guys. We need to be brought up to par. We need to be brought up to par. We need to change the narrative, change the behaviors and the systematical construction of our negative thinking, and conceptualize our thoughts and grow and propel to greatness. So guys, as always, it was lovely having this discussion with you guys. Thank you for watching The Essence of May, guys. And thank you for the support, guys. The channel is growing. Thank you so much. And if you like the video, subscribe. Give a like on the video. Turn on your bell notification. And as always, if you don't like the video, it's fine. Thumbs down. Because everybody's not going to like what you have to say. But guys, we can do it. So guys, you have yourself a wonderful day. Until next time. Godspeed.